Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 18, make some research and documentary about LGBT issue in Islamic perspective. According to Blanche Consulting, LGBT means lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender. Lesbians means a group of women who are attracted sexually or romantically to another woman. Gay means men who are interested sexually or romantically to another man. Meanwhile, bisexual refer to someone who interested sexually or romantically for men and women, both genders. Transgender refer to a person whose gender identity expression is against with the norm of tradition, which is his transfer his gender from man to woman, from woman to man. The issue of LGBT rights and identities within Islam is a complex and contentious topic that intersects deeply with religious doctrine, cultural norm, and contemporary human rights discourse. Islam is a beautiful religion. It prohibits same-sex behavior due to many factors. Islam also has a diverse global faith, accommodates a wide range of interpretation and practice regarding gender and sexuality, which is shape attitudes and policies towards LGBT individuals within Muslim majority societies. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam once says that whoever does deeds of Prophet Lut, then kill them. Hadis riwayat Ahmad.
In Islam, the view on LGBT issues, lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender is clear and firm based on Islamic legal sources such as the Quran, Hadith, and the views of scholars. Here are some of Islam's main views on LGBT issues. Prohibition of homosexual acts. Islam clearly prohibits homosexual acts. Al-Quran mentions the story of Prophet Lut's people who were destroyed due to their homosexual acts. In Surah Al-A'raf and Surah Hud, Allah tells how the people were destroyed for breaking His command. Next is Da'wah and education approach. Scholars and preachers in Malaysia often emphasize the importance of Da'wah and education in dealing with LGBT issues. They emphasize the need to provide information and guidance to the community to understand and obey Islamic teachings in this regard. In Malaysia, as a Muslim majority country, religious views often influence national policies and laws related to LGBT issues. For example, same-sex relationships are prohibited and subject to legal action.
I will share the Quranic reference about LGBTQ issues in Islam. In the Quran, Surah Al-A'raf, verse 18 mentions Allah's servant Lut alayhi salam question. And remember, when Lut scolded the men of his people, saying, "Do you commit a shameful deed that no man has ever done before?" The people of Lut were the first to engage in homosexuality prior to Sodom. Nobody in human history had ever done this. His community accepted and participated in this shameful conduct on a continuing basis. They indulged in these immoral activities openly, spoke bluntly about it, and were incredibly proud of their behavior. In Surah Ash-Shu'ara, Allah also addresses humanity by asking in verse 165, "Why do you men lust after fellow men?" Having accepted his prophethood and duty, Prophet Lut quickly moved to Sodom and began planning how to convert his countrymen to Islam. He was fully aware that his country was among the most corrupt at that time. Yet he remained faithful in his religion and prayed to Allah for the people to soon recognize their wrongdoing and follow Allah's path.
The impact of the LGBT community and LGBT movements in Malaysia has been complex and multifaceted due to the country's conservative social and legal landscape. There are two key takeaways from the issue of LGBT. The first one is health impacts, that is mental health. Ongoing stigma and discrimination can lead to mental health issues such as depression, anxiety, and suicidal tendencies. The pressure to conceal one's true identity can also result in prolonged psychological stress. The second one is LGBT movements and activism, that is support services. Organizations provide support services such as counseling, legal aid, and safe spaces for LGBT individuals facing discrimination or violence.
Connecting steps to improve the situation of LGBT individuals with the principle of science and Islamic teachings can provide a deeper and more holistic perspective. Here are some ways to link the two. First is education and awareness in the perspective of Islamic science. First is public awareness campaign. In Islam, education and the dissemination of knowledge are highly valued. Providing awareness campaigns about LGBT issues can be conducted with a scientific and factual approach, aligning with Islamic principles that encourage knowledge. The second is sexuality education. Using the approach of Islamic science, sexuality education can be delivered by emphasizing the importance of respecting one's own and others' bodies and emotions. This can be supported by the concept of Maqasid al-Sharia, which aims to protect lineage and hifzul nafs and intellect hifzul aql. So for the conclusion, in the context of Islamic science, efforts to improve the situation of LGBT individuals can be seen as a part of a larger endeavor to achieve justice, equality and societal well-being. The principle of Maqasid Sharia, which emphasizes the preservation of religion, life, intellect, lineage and property, can be used as a guide to frame inclusive and fair measures. Our hope is to see a society where every individual is respected and accepted, in line with Islamic teaching that emphasize rahmatan lil alamin.